guys, welcome back to Saab Stories and another episode of Talks Dear. We hope you enjoyed the show, and in this one we've arrived up in Norwich to meet up with a young couple who have spent their lives in the music industry, spanning the genres of pop, rock and dark wave. We'll also be hearing about how their ownership of Saab has helped them along their musical journey. If you like the show, please do like and subscribe and check in with all our future content. Enjoy. Hi Alex, so nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us on Talks Dear.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about your ownership of your current Saab.
It's a bit of an upgrade to my previous Saab. It's a 93X estate and it's a TTID.
Very nice. So what was your previous Saab that you had before this?
Another estate, so a sport wagon, just the TID basic model linear.
How long did you have that one for?
About 4 years, I think, about 4.5 years.
So what brought you to part ways with it?
It was starting to fall to bits a little bit. It was starting to get a little bit old and I figured I kind of deserved a bit of an upgrade. So this is my second Saab,
right?
But I have had lots of other, like, slightly more unusual sort of vehicles. I started off with a classic Mini, for example, like a proper Mini. Oh. I've had vans, had a Seat Leon, and then got onto Saabs and don't want anything else.
What first got you onto Saab in the first place after having those cars?
I worked in a charity shop for a little while, and the area manager of the charity shop had, I think, and I can't guarantee this because I was very young and it was a long time ago, but I think it was a 9000. And it was brand new at the time, and she ferried us about in it from time to time, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was such a lovely car, like just to sit in and be in. And so from that time on, I kind of always at some point wanted a Saab.
So what do you do for a living? What's your career?
So at the moment I'm a bus driver and I'm also a musician.
Music. How long have you been doing that for?
Forever. So I've been singing since I was very tiny. I used to sing at the local folk club where I lived with my dad. We used to do stuff, he'd do poems and singing and stuff like that. I'd do some singing in their open mic nights. And then kind of got more into music as I became a teenager and decided that I wanted to be a musician. Got into bands and stuff like that from about the age of 15. And at the moment I'm currently in 3 bands and technically I've got a solo project as well. So.
Wow. What bands are you in? What are the names?
So I'm in a dark wave band called Last July with my husband and a friend of ours. And then hubby and I also are Discord and Rhyme, which is like an 80s covers band. We do like 80s synth pop music, which is really good fun.
Lovely.
I'm also in a gothic rock band called Rumbus. They're based up north in Huddersfield, and my solo project is it started off doing covers, but then we've kind of branched out and started writing our own stuff as well.
Do you write yourself? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hubby usually writes, the basic music and stuff like that, and then I write the lyrics and the top line and help with the arrangement and that kind of thing.
So have you toured with any of your bands? Have you been to any festivals or anything like that?
I've been to loads of festivals, haven't really toured as such, but we've played, with Goth Weekend loads of times, especially last July. Rhombus, we played a couple of festivals out in Germany, which was really good fun.
Has the Saab estate come in handy for carting any equipment around?
Yeah, and it's the reason why I've got the estate, the sports wagon, as opposed to the soft top. I'd really love one of the cabriolets, but I can't fit my PA in it and all the equipment. So the garage where I used to get stuff done was always like, they'd have an amazing cabriolet in and I'd be like, that's such a nice car, I really want it. They'd be like, well, why don't you just put the roof down and then just pile everything on top, and yeah, probably not a good idea. So anyways, having the sports wagon is really, it's supposed to be small according to like all the technical data out there, but actually you can fit a surprising amount of stuff in that car.
Yeah.
There's a little festival we go to that's like a camping thing every year, and one year we obviously had all our camping gear, but we also played there and supplied PA there. So we had our PA, we had our lights, we had all of our musical equipment and all our camping gear as well in the car, and it was fine.
Brilliant.
What about cats? I am obsessed with cats, so I have 2 cats.
You've got 2 cats. What are their names?
So Elsa is the black one you've just met, and Nala is black and white. She's hiding at the moment. I've always had cats. Like since I was a baby, we've always had cats in the family. So.
So going back to the music, what would you say of everything you've done with the musical theatre, acting, that you say is your proudest moment, that you look back on and think, yeah, that was the best?
One. I can't do just one. Probably playing with Rhombus. We recently supported the mission up in Holmfirth, which was quite a big deal. That was a really, really good fun gig. Playing probably Whitby Goth Weekend with Last July, and also with Rhombus, but with Last July, certainly the first time we played was a bit of a disaster. The PA went down halfway through our set, so they got us to come back the next year, and that gig was absolutely brilliant. We had a brilliant time.
So you're a singer. Mm-hmm. Do you play any instruments?
I play Keytar.
That's a little unusual.
Yes. Well, it happened because I was a singing teacher for about a decade before my current job. Still teach occasionally. As a singing teacher, I was quite proficient with my right hand. I can do scales and stuff like that with my right hand. It's not a problem. My left hand is useless. So playing keyboards properly just isn't going to happen. But a Keytar, you see, because you hold it like this and you have expression stuff up here and then you have keys down here. So this is Aurora. She's my Keytar. She is just a controller, so she can make noise on her own, but you plug her into, well, I say plug her in, she's wireless, she's Bluetooth.
I'm guessing you've got access to lots of different sounds and instruments through that, so really you're way more versatile than a guitar.
In theory, yeah, I can make any sound I like in theory with this Keytar, and we've got drum pads and stuff as well. So, but my favourite thing to do is the expression. You've got whatever you're playing, whatever the note is, and then you do this, and it goes. Which is really good fun. So it was just we thought it was a really cool instrument.
It's a hell of a thing to have on stage. Everyone's like, well, that's the band with the Keytar.
Yeah, and we really are that band with the Keytar sort of thing. So it's quite a polarising thing as well. So you get people who are all like, oh my god, it's a Keytar, how cheesy, and then you've got people who are like, yes, it's a Keytar, wow, and this sort of thing. So
I mean, it's very 80s. It's typically 80s. It's amazing they make these anymore.
Yeah,
really.
Absolutely.
I think it's brilliant.
Get over yourself. You won't get rich by counting your neighbour's wealth. Live true to yourself. Live true to yourself. Drop by drop, the jealousy starts to melt. Jealousy's your heart. Drink the life from your veins.
My husband and I and our friend who's in Last July, we also run a club night called Sacrilege, and we have friends come to it all the time, so I ferry them home, and this often involves getting a lot of glitter in my car. Which obviously is that thing that you just never ever get rid of. So yeah.
No, are you still finding it now?
Yes. Yeah, still finding it now. It's been really hubby's hoovered it out the old car quite a lot, but it's still got glitter.
It keeps reappearing.
Yeah.
So you had your previous estate for quite a number of years. How many miles did you do in that one?
So I bought it 140, it's nearly 200,000, so about 55,000, 60,000. It's all in
impressive
the UK.
to do that many miles in the UK.
Yes.
So a lot of holidays, or was it just a lot because of the music and stuff?
Gigs.
You were just going over?
Yeah, in fact, most recently, literally just a few weeks ago, we played a gig up in Kirkcaldy in Scotland, and the current one was in the shop being fixed again. So we took the black one, and it did the whole trip all the way up to Scotland, all the way around Scotland, all the way back again. Didn't miss a beat. It was absolutely brilliant.
It must be a bit of a bench to now be choosing to part with
Yes.
it. I mean, the new car was beautiful, but it sounds like the other ones served you really well.
Really, really well.
There was many things that basically make these pretty bomb-proof, really. I mean, you just know that with the right owner behind the wheel, it's going to live on for many years to come.
Absolutely.
But it's not so much about the cars, but what would you say really speaks to you about Saab? Is it sort of the way they feel, or the way they sort of try to stand themselves apart from the rest?
To quote Lydia Dietz, I myself am strange and unusual. I've always been into something a little bit different, and I've always liked to have vehicles that are a little bit different. Yeah, Saab were definitely, that was one of the reasons for my choice, was that it was something that wasn't just like a Vauxhall or a Ford or something basic like that. It was something a little bit unusual. It's just been the right car since I bought the other one. You know, as soon as I sat in it and started driving it, I've always had so much fun with them. You know, like I said, incredibly comfortable, really versatile. Like the sport wagon is so versatile, and yeah, just a lot of fun.
Everyone we've interviewed on Talksteer have talked about every car they've had having a personality.
So yeah, I have named all of my vehicles. The Mini was Pandora, the first van was Jolene, the second van was Vagabond, and then we got the Leon. And my husband was mixing up the letters and trying to figure out what we could call it based on that. And he came up with Tallinn, which is the name of one of the spaceships in Farscape, which happens to be my favourite sci-fi because I'm a terrible geek as well.
That's a good show.
It's a great show. So that was Tallinn, and then when I bought the black Saab, because it's a black Saab and it's got green dash lights, it had to be Erin because she has black hair and green eyes. The current Saab is called Zan because she's blue, and that car it's technically silver, and sometimes it's technically green, but sometimes it's blue. Like, it depends on the light, which is really fascinating. I love that colour for that reason.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I really do appreciate it. And we'll no doubt see you again in the future, either in the area or indeed at one of your gigs.
Yeah, that'd be great if you want to come along.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Talksteer. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you're interested in checking out some of Alex's work or maybe seeing her live in person, do check out all of her social links, which are put in the details of this video, so do take a look. We hope you have a fantastic Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you next year.